Welcome back to Let's Play Spongebob's Atlantis Squarepantis. Maybe not Spongebob today. Doesn't sound like it.
They're gone. Now to get those weapons.
Why did I hear sirens for a moment? Well, I guess because they're pursuing the bubble hoppers.
Trapped.
Now it's Plankton's
Good job.
turn in the spotlight.
Darn eyes.
Although since he's
Did not
trying to
expect
sneak
that. I
into
forgot.
Atlantis undetected, he'll be trying to avoid all the spotlights he can. Plankton has to make his way through 3 areas to reach the Atlanteans' forgotten mega zappy weapons. Help Plankton make the right actions to avoid the Atlantean security devices and defenses. Don't make the actions too soon or get them wrong, because that will raise the alarm level. And if it gets too high, it's all over.
Mm-hmm. So just do what the game tells you to. It sounds a lot like the tour through Atlantis, actually.
It's
just not something I'd look forward to.
Not only needlessly elaborate, but also unnecessarily convoluted.
It's exactly what it is, oh dear. Unnecessary convoluted indeed.
I'm going to
But
need an extra large supply of Atlantean mega weapon cleaning polish. Pronto.
this too, for some reason, reminds me a lot of the atmosphere of some of the later levels of Finding Nemo on the PS2. So, why couldn't you actually like do some kind of actual timing sort of thing?
On the plan, Plankton.
You made Plankton do the timing for me, which is kind of weird. At least he's saying the interesting things I'm mostly not paying attention to, because as much as I'd like to pay attention to them, not talk over them, I have to press stuff on top of the screen instead.
Machine of my victory. Ah, sweet, sweet world domination.
Well, it'll happen one day. Yeah, see, the colors and whatnot, and some of the obstacles were actually remind me a lot. It's getting tougher and tougher.
It burns my eye. The technology of this bus is quite peculiar. Maybe I should.
They're still on the bus? What? I didn't realize that. Yeah, so this is actually getting pretty tough with the wiggling. I don't want to like break my PS3 controller or anything, but man. I see this game actually expects things of you, I guess.
My enemies like the vermin they are.
Okay, that was fun. That's area 103. Or if you have to get perfect on this like you do on the tour
For the citizens of
to get gold.
Atlantis. Your new ruler is on his way.
Not very stealthy. Saying things of that nature. So supposedly we're gonna have to avoid searchlights, but to avoid searchlights we're just gonna press random buttons. Why do I have to wiggle to stay still? That's like the opposite of how it's supposed to be working. That's a little strange, isn't it?
Hear me, citizens of Atlantis. I am your new leader.
Wait, no, you're supposed to be stealthy. Why are you saying hear me? That's exactly the opposite of what you want. No, don't stop asking for a response. That is entirely contrary to my gameplay objective right now. Plankton and I are not quite in agreement right now. There are also a strange number of jellyfish here. I don't really know. I have to press buttons to just walk.
All this walking is exhausting.
Yeah, I know. It takes a lot more effort than it should. I don't quite see why I have to press a bunch of buttons to do so. It's like a less entertaining version of QWOP. Maybe Plankton... Maybe this is really just how difficult walking always is for Plankton. He always has to put in just that much effort. But why can't he just walk around that? He's just trying to be fancy now.
That was a walk in the park.
Oh, hi. Why is the bus going off on its own little journey? Whatever. Man, I can't imagine what it must be like living a life of Plankton if it's always just hard to walk around. Like, look how much he has to stretch those legs. Maybe that's why it takes so much effort. Well, it's sort of strange to have to press a constantly changing combination of buttons to walk properly. Maybe he just has to adjust based on what he's walking on. Some of these are a lot easier than others. I don't know why.
Get it? Yes, I am indeed a comedy genius.
Mm-hmm. Music's getting interesting here. But we're in the last area, I believe. Man, that face sometimes. Wiggle? Wiggle! I think this game has too much wiggling that it asks of me. I'm getting kind of tired of it already. It's supposed to just veering for my controller in some small capacity. Still strange that the wiggling was the thing of all things that made me do this imperfectly. That's the one thing that got on my way. Oh, I don't know about this one. Okay. Yeah, see, that one was way harder than the one at the beginning of this area.
I like it.
Actually, yes, that's quite true, Plankton. It's a lot more dangerous than anything that appeared in the show. It's kind of contradictory how, supposing in the show, they're super pacifistic and don't actually have weapons because of that. But as we saw in the first level of this game, they do in fact have weaponry of all sorts. Or at least some sorts, of tank sorts. That can actually be used to destroy stuff.
Puny security is no match for Sheldon J. Plankton.
Since why are you so proud of your full name? I thought you didn't like people using your full name, actually. I like how you can actually see where Plankton is just by looking at his shadow that's glitching out across the floor. It's not a problem with the game, it's just a problem with the emulator I'm playing it on. But even so, good job. That inexplicably didn't raise the alarm. How do you even know you're supposed to be going? How do you know where the armory is? Ah! Yeah, it has to be perfect to get gold? Whatever. Alright. That one thing, I just couldn't wiggle hard enough, of all things. Strange. Anyways, we're pretty close to the end of the game here. So that means there can't actually be that much stuff to buy and all. I wish I could look at how many things are left to buy, but I cannot. Oh well. Whereas there still might be plenty of game left to play if I do in fact manage to unlock all the levels with cheats or something of that nature, but we'll have to see if that's something I can actually do. Scooter shooter.
Are you ready
Sure.
for some rootin' tootin' squirrel-based mayhem? Sandy's taking charge, and she's going to get us out of this palace if she has to zap every single guard in her way. Actually, I think she's loving all the action. Must be a squirrel thing. Anyway,
That lip syncing is a little
she's using
off.
Squidward as a weapon, don't ask, to defeat the guards. So just point and zap. Don't forget to reload whenever you get a chance. A Texan scientist karate chopping squirrel is always ready for action.
How do you reload Squidward? Aim Squidward, fire Squidward, reload Squidward, duck and do things. X is the do things button. Good to know. Alright. Ping pong anything that moves. Does that include myself or Squidward? I'm gonna take that very literally. Oh, I can't see myself. I guess I don't really move. Oh jeez. Why do you do this game? I do not need to see Sandy's reflection. That's extremely distracting. Like, it's an interesting idea. Not that anyone ever really asked for a Sandy first-person shooter. But yeah, seeing Sandy's reflection is really distracting. It's not like in real life where you can actually just like look past a reflection like that. It's not how it works, because it's just a 2D image overlaid on another 2D image. As this game's pretty generous about not making you be very accurate. You can just button mash all the time. Come on! But where did they come from? This is an interesting experience. Come on, why are they invincible in their little roll-up forms? Certain parts of this remind me a lot of some of the first-person Metroid games for some reason. Okay, now we're getting weird. Oh, you duck so slowly, there's no real point to do it. I mean, it's actually just more efficient to reload as you're shooting, honestly, because you do it so quickly. Nice kick animation, I love it. Yeah, some of this reminds me of some of the first-person Metroid games, especially beyond actually, well, being in the mask and everything. I'm curious if this was, like, vaguely inspired by it. Strange, all in all. But walking in the shoes of Sandy is an interesting idea, but I don't think it's really necessary. Certain parts of it. Probably just that Sandy's eyes keep moving around. It would be better if Sandy's face wasn't moving. Like, I get that anything that moves. Okay, I do get that it would be kind of strange and awkward if Sandy's face was not ever moving. Oh, can I ricochet things and hit enemies that way? But at the same time, her moving her eyes constantly actually makes it a lot more noticeable that the reflection is showing and makes it a lot more distracting. Or if I could have hit Patrick there. It did say anything that moves. I refuse. Fuck. Science boxes are kind of weird. Sometimes I shoot when I'm behind cover, well, at least not close to cover. And even though I'll shoot nowhere near the actual cover, it'll end up ricocheting upwards off of that cover regardless, and make it totally miss whatever I'm trying to hit. Those things I can actually hit? They are. I wasn't sure, but those don't move. You said anything that moves. I took that to imply I don't need to shoot things that don't move. Apparently I just want to destroy everything in there there's to be seen. Okay. Like that flower. Nice little flower up there. Alright, well. And I won't say I'm not having any fun. This is oddly entertaining. More entertaining than I think it has any right to be. Spongebob first-person shooter. Maintenance room. Just a little dramatic walk up. Wait, okay, that's not kind of the kind of door you can really kick open. Like, it slides to the side. I'm pretty sure something just happened to open the door for us. Whoop. Getting hit by our own ricochets. From what? I don't like hitting things at this angle. It's actually kind of hard to hit them sometimes, I've found. Things that move that I'm not quite hitting. Still my one biggest beef with all the first-person things in this game, that Reticle moves so slowly. Oh, they actually managed to go through the effort of... Man, see, now there should be, like, fog on Sandy's... Not mask, on her helmet. That'd be a nice little detail, wouldn't it be? They actually went to the effort of having her mouth move when she talks, which is honestly a lot more than lots of games do. So I'll go with it. Just accept it. Music that I somehow didn't really notice until now.
I'm steaming up.
No, you're not. Like, I was just saying that's the thing that should be happening. It'd be a really nice detail. A strange thing that I would not ever ask of a SpongeBob game, but if it does it and does it well, then all the better, I guess. Anyway, still annoyed these guys seem to be invincible in balls, though. More Metroid. It's the Morph Ball. But I'm not the one that can go into the Morph Ball, which is strange. Sure, Sandy could if she tried. Squirrels can get pretty compact sometimes. Do something! I want something to come of me hitting those. Anyways, this is making kind of... Sure, but you're not... Well, I asked the question whether you're really a bikini bottomer is a question for another day. But for some reason, it's kind of making me want to play Panzer Dragoon again.
This ain't over yet.
Okay. I mean, that section's over, strictly speaking. But I'll go with it. I don't know if this is hopefully going to be the last section. I mean, not that I want this to be over, but for the sake of the episode time, I'll just have to cut off at the end of the section if this isn't actually the end here.
We need to get to the top platform.
Cool, but I want to shoot other things too. Alright. You see, I want to hit these things because I discard they give me points, even though they don't move. I feel like this game has kind of lied to me a little bit. Secret Panzer Dragoon. This would be a lot more interesting if I could actually turn at my own will. That's one of the things I thought was really, really cool about Panzer Dragoon, actually. Oh, can I jump?
I just love the leap.
Yeah. With the strange sound effect, sure. I expected more force behind that jump, and that was actually what I was looking forward to. Do they? I didn't realize we were in an elevator shaft. Ah. But being able to turn and change which direction you're facing. Hey, how did I not hit you? In Panzer Dragoon was one of the best things that ever happened to rail shooters, I think. It makes it so much more engaging. He's so much more control. You actually have to be aware of everything around you. Which is not something that happens in this game, for example. not coming through very quickly. I'm moving pretty slowly here. This music's trying to turn it into something weird. These guys aren't even coming out of like holes in the wall anymore, just dropping from the ceiling. I also could like see up and see like little chutes that they get to drop through the ceiling. This is how we use machinery, right?
Activate the elevator.
And that's basically the same thing. Like the ping pong balls work. This didn't have enough force behind it, I guess. Hit the red thing. Actually, hit the green thing, in fact. Wait, did I mishear that, or did they actually say all guards activate? These guys are like living things, aren't they? Whoa, okay. Now you're just being me. I did not have a way to react immediately to that. Man, that was actually... I probably could have handled that better than I did, but even so, aside from that, those aren't things I can hit? Apparently not. Even so, like, they started hitting me immediately. There are lots of them. Well, these are the guys that activate, I guess. It's really good that these things can ricochet. Being multiple hits at once is very helpful. I'm also noticing my health regenerates very, very slowly. Yeah, that's a little annoying, but acknowledging that doesn't make it any better. Just bring my attention to things that are annoying. Saying needs to work on our strafing a little bit. She's not too bad at it.
There's some mean-looking guards around here. Reload.
You're only just now making a note of that. Anyways. I know this whole section is based off of like one quick gag in the show. I actually don't really remember it that well. I don't quite remember at one point and in what fashion Sandy ended up using Squidward's weapon. Oh, and see you guys next time, I guess. Man, lots more to do.